Okay, so today, we'll be learning something about programming, and that is what this chapter is all about: the data manipulation. So wherever you go, right? So in any project, so a organization is heavily dependent on this, the data, and our jobs are created mainly on top of this data. So we are getting us an input, and we are processing on that data and giving us an output. There are different types of data. There are strings, Boolean, number, date time, generic value, and collections. And all these data are covered in a UI path. So it is categorized into different category, and based on that, based on the type of project that we are working, and the type of requirement we have, so we need to work on this kind of data. So mainly to get the input and process it and give the output. So we need to manipulate the data based on the given input. So there are mainly four primary functions. So I'll open a notepad and just type it there. So first one is we need to extract the data. First of all, we need to extract the data, and the second one is we need to add new data. Okay, and third, we need to remove some unwanted data, where we get a lot of junk data. We need to only the specific data, so that we remove the unwanted and select only the correct data. And the fourth is changing the existing data. That means we get some data and we process and change, and we are changing the existing data. And first of all, we'll talk about string. And if you see string, we mainly have these functions, and with this function almost everything is covered. So in our automation, we get some data from the website, or from any reports or email. So it is coming from different sources, and in some places we no need all the data, so we just pick only the specific data and concat that data. So I'll first explain all these data types, or the different functions. So these are all called as functions. So we got concat functions, which is like concatenating two strings, and contains. So sometimes we check in an email, there is a subject line. So does it contains this subject, specific subject? So that is the contains. And next is the format. So format is like so there is a a word, and we are formatting it, and we are adding a few specific the placeholder, and you are just formatting the text in a better way to convey a specific meaning, or a better meaningful way we are use that. So I'll explain you on that when I come there in more. And a replace is like we are replacing a specific text. So which is like in the word, the replace, control H, and you search for a specific word and replace with another word. So that is the replace. And index of. So index of is we need to find so which location is the text is. So generally it starts from 0, where in the array concepts we come across like it starts from 0 and it travels up to n, and we search for a specific word and see where it is located. That is the index of. And the substring is like we give it is a string within a string. So we find where we give some value, like 0, 2 is the first two letters. So that is the 0, 2. There is 0, 1, and 2. So first three letter. If you see the substring, if 0, 3 of this substring is sub sub, because 0, 1, 2, 3, sorry, subs subs. So that is the substring. And split is you can split two text based on some characters. For example, just consider the sub space string, and you give a space, and it splits the sub and this string. And join is as usual. So you are joining two things, two strings. So everything has some syntax. And before going to the next one, let us work on straight away. We'll go and I'll open UiPath and start working on this. So let me bring up my UiPath. so that we'll see all these functions in action. And I will show you the syntax of each of this function, and we'll work with example. And whenever you get doubts, you can go through this video again and again on each concept. So I bring my UiPath Studio. Let me open a process. So we call it as a process because it is RPA, robotic process automation. So it is string example. Let me call this string example. So all functions okay, so there are two ways to open the main file. Click on the open, or directly you can go to the project and click on the main file. And so I'll bring the this is the syntax. So String.Concat string variable 1 comma string variable 2. So let me assign. So I need to create few variables. So which I say variable 1. It doesn't make any sense. Variable 1. Paste as welcome text. So this is how we need to put Control K and create the welcome text. So when I create, you can see the variable in the down. So whenever I create, so I follow all the best practices, which is like this is string examples. And here I put some annotations. So everybody should follow this, like give some explanation why we are creating this. So the next time some other developer comes, it is easy for them to understand. This example explain all string functions. And now there is a string example. So now what about like some, you need to give the text, which is welcome to, that's all. And now I need to create one more string, which is the main text. Let me put company name. So I need to copy this assign and put it here. So here also I need to give some first variable, second string variable. To automate anything. And third string variable. So this I give it as thank you. It's Control K. So I give Control K, so which is creating the variable. Now I say thank you text. And I change this text as well. Thank you for learning RPA with us. Okay, so there are three texts now. And this is one example. You can think of many in different context of email and the Excel or other application. So now we'll do the actual operation, which is like I give the right line and say, so what is the syntax? So which is String.Concat. So which is the syntax. And I give controls plus space. So I give the welcome text, comma, company name, comma, and control space. I get another one, which is the thank you text. Now I'm okay to run this program. So rather than saying the program, it is a robot. So this robot concatenates 3 strings. So here you can see here the to automate anything. Did I put something else? Thank you for learning RPA with us. Okay. No, okay. Yeah, I got it. So in these, so RPA doesn't like it work correctly. So we as a human make a lot of mistakes. So that is why we are debugging. If you see, the first variable and the second variable are same, the welcome text, which has been replaced. So what I should, since this is the copy paste issue we usually make, and that is why we debug and find it out what is the problem. And so whenever you are getting such issue, debug and find. So no need to panic about anything. So here is the company name, thank you text, and no problem with the right message, which is correct. So I give the right, which is handy because we no need to click on the OK button every time. So we need to reduce this manual work as much as possible. So we give this welcome text, and oh sorry. So this is the string.concat, string.concat, and welcome text, and company name, and text. So now this will work fine. Yeah, you can see here I highlighted. So welcome to automate anything. Thank you for learning RPA with us. So now the concatenate works fine. So the next thing is let me contains. So okay, so for the contains, so second is the contains.
Ravinesh, just one thing. We are passing 3 variables and getting the values for those 3 variables.
Yeah.
And we are printing the message in the right line comment or that box.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Cool. So let me bring all the so these are all the syntax of each of the thing that we are going to see. And now it is the contains. So to check the contains, so now we have the 3 text. So we can assign this all of this text together into a single variable. So we'll create one assign, and we give, let me create an output text. Output text. So the contains syntax is dot contains, string dot contains. So what I do, like in assign, so like if you come across the if statement so far, so you will know to check a condition. So what I put, this output text has now all the output that contains. So I give the exact this company name. So this is a string. If it contains this, then I give a right line comment. you are in the right place. Otherwise, so yeah, now we are checking a if condition. So this if condition you will be using in many places, everywhere, mostly in all the robot programs. So you will be using so many ifs and nested if conditions. So which we will be seeing in another lesson on control flows. So if you see now it's working, which is contains, automate anything. So you are in the right place. So the next one is replace. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace. So the same output text, I'm going to use the syntax as dot replace, which is the output text dot replace. I want to replace this string to replace, which is to automate anything. Oh no. So the control Z and control Y is not working as my expectation. So I'm facing some issues. Better I'll do it in the expression editor, so it is easy to view for everyone. So here what I do, string dot replace. So it is the output text dot replace. So what I'm going to replace is it to automate anything, and the new text, which is UI path. Okay. So now I'm going to write another line, the output text, so that we can see if the replace is working. Okay. So let me write, execute it. See, welcome to UI path. Thank you for learning RPA with us. So it has been changed now. So we have seen contains, we have seen concat, contains, and replace. So now we will see the format property. I mean the format function, for which the the syntax is string.format, format string, string variable 1, string variable 2, and string variable 3. So let me bring a sample. So I need to define a format string, so which I am doing in the other screen. I will bring it now. So here I'm creating another variable. Okay, so first of all, I need to assign. So I'm creating a format string, and so good evening, and you can see the container within the curly braces and another container 0 and 1. So this is the format text, and I'm going to use this format text in our this syntax. So if you see the string.format, so this is the format string. Now I am going to use the variable 1, variable 2, and variable 3. So now so I'm going to again use the output text. So in the output text will be changing to something as string.format. So here I'm going to give the format string, good evening and good evening, dot, 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 and welcome to. So which is the welcome text. And in the second location, we give the company name. So again, we'll get, so I'm going to write line and see how the output text work. So I delete all the previous one so that we are not confused. So you can see the good evening, welcome to, and to automate anything. So 0 and 1 has been replaced with welcome to and to automate anything, because and is already there. So just for, so it doesn't make any meaning, but yeah, so that is how the format string works. So next in our list is, we have seen the replace. So the index of, okay, string variable dot index of search character. So I'll take this one. So the output text dot, so in the output text, I'm going to search the index of a particular word. So I'm going to say welcome. So I want to see what is the index of this welcome. Just a moment. Let me confirm if that is correct. Yes. So it's saying cannot assign from system int 32 to system.string in assign activity. So it's something I did with index of. Okay. So the problem is the index. So it will give some value. So which is the int 32 value. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when it is trying to convert into the string, it is having some problems. So what we need to do in this kind of situation, we need to convert into the toString, which is dot toString. And now let's see how it works. And I'm going to write the output. So, okay, it says 16. So the index is 16. I don't know why it is 16. I think it is in the 16th place. So to see that, we need to write the output. Output text just before this one. Yeah, so if you say good evening, dot, 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 and welcome, so it is in the 16th position, so which is correct. And instead of the output text, I need to give some variable which is index. value. That's unnecessarily. Okay. So now you understand what is the index. So it gives the value, and this index is used to get the like for example, if you need to grab some value from email, and you know the index where it is coming, so you can use the index and the substring function to grab this value. So welcome is 1 2 3 4 5 7-letter word, so you can give us 0, 7 6 and grab that exact word. So which I will show you in the substring, so which is coming next. Index of split and join, and also there is something called substring. So we can do the substring now. So substring is create a variable substring, and so let me type here output text dot substring 14 comma, let me put 7 and see what comes. The right line substring. Okay, so I got welcome something. So I grabbed this word using the substring function. And there is something called split. So split, basically what it does, based on a character, it just split the sentence into different word. So this split function is something related to arrays. So once you do the split function, it is stored in an array variable. So from the array, you can take like a 0, 1, 2, 3 and get that. So which I will do it now. So for that, I need to create a array variable. So let me call that split array and change that variable type to array of t, and it gives me the option what is that you want, int or string or what. So it is a string, and I give okay because it is from a sentence. I'm grabbing all the values, so it is the array of string. And here so I want to, so the syntax is string.split. String.split, sorry, not string, it is the variable name, which is the output text dot split, because I'm splitting the output text. So the character is only the space, comma, I need to give this one C. C is for character, but it's showing some error. Yeah, so there is no comma, so this is the syntax. So I'm splitting it by this character, which is space. And once it is split, so I need to while writing, so it's not straightforward like similar to others. So far whatever we seen is like it's all straightforward. So straight away we are able to take that, but only for this we need to use because it is the array, we need to specify which location it is. So array starts from 0, so we can see what is in the 0, and then what happens, like we need to convert into the string, so which is like dot to string. Okay. So now let's run how this array split works. See, it is good. So in the 0th position, there is something called good. So yeah, so this is how we take the split option, and this is really important in many of the cases where we split the sentence into several words, particularly when we are reading values from this PDF, and it has a lot of invoice and the invoice number. So we split all this value and we are able to grab the invoice number easily using the split option. It's really useful. Split and substring, so both we use most of the time. And so the next is, so we saw split, we saw index of, replace, and finally it's the join. So the join syntax is string.join. We need to give the separator and the collection variable. So as you know, when we split, so those are saved in a collection variable, so which is the array. So it is saved in the array. When we want to again join, revert back into the string, so we need to give the separator and the array variable so that it is back to normal, and which I will give it now. So I need to assign string.join. Maybe I'll write it in the line. It is string.join. This is space. So already, split variable got all the, the split of the output variable. So it is an array. And so now we can see how it works. Sorry. See, you got that back from the array. Now it constructed back into a sentence. So good evening, welcome to, and to automate anything, which is in the output variable. So, but you can see here it is only the string.join split array, which is the collection variable. So with this, so we saw all the operations specific to the string operations. I know it is quite a lot of concept to digest for the first few days, but I'm sure like when you go through this video, so you can do along with the video and you can play it back. So that is the main purpose of taking this video, right? So you can replay and see how I have performed all this, and you also need to try it with your own variables, so you are really comfortable with that. So you need to really work out on all these string variables with your own example, and that will give you as an assignment. So replicating all this in your own terms of the sentences and words that you have. So this is all pretty much about string operations. Thank you very much for watching my video. Stay tuned. Have a good day.